Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to take a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Target Exclusive Tiger Force Roadblock Tripwire and M.U.D.E.L. McLeod is what it is, which stands for Mobile Armor Control Lever for Explosive Ordnance Disposal. That is a mouthful. I don't think you want to be saying that. I think we'll just stick with McLeod. But anyway, just got this in. I'm excited to look at it, to see what it's like. I do think they've kind of toned down on the Tiger Force stuff, which I'm okay with. I'm never a huge fan of Tiger Force. It was during the time that I was leaving, so I don't have any of these Tiger Force figures. But I will compare it to the classified versions. We'll see what they come with. If they come with the proper stuff, and we'll even take a look at the M.U.D.E.L and see if maybe you don't want to pick this up, but you have the 60th anniversary. Maybe you can look at the 60th anniversary soldier and say, hey, can I just pick that one up? Will it work? So anyway, there you go. A lot of empty space. You get your Tiger Force here, so you do know that it is Target exclusive. Here on the side, you have this wonderful artwork, all right? And looking at it, he obviously has the Tiger camo on there. And then you have Tripwire up there. On this side, we have our weird file card system. And again, with the QR code that leads you to where? Hell, guys. And then on the back, we got some awesome shots. And I have to say, to get that shot it's a hell of a pose there, because that is hard to get him looking up like that. I'm not even sure how he actually did it, but it does look pretty awesome. I'm just gonna say it out loud. Tripwire is just left to be to dispose of, considering if this guy's on the ground with his machine gun ready to fire, that's not a good sign for poor old Tripwire. But anyway, here we go. It gives you a few other things, but you guys don't really care. You guys know what this is. 126. Can you believe we're at 126 figures? Well, 26 releases. There's more figures because there's been a bunch of 2-packs, even a couple 3-packs. So anyway, let's get into this, compare them, see if you like them, see if you're going to run to Target and get one of these. But before we do, if you like this type of content, you like G.I. Joe, hell, I don't know what you're here for. If you don't like G.I. Joe, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, then hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a G.I. Joe video. Now let's get to this. Okay, so we got these guys out, and I'm going to complain about it again. The plastic that they're using that holds this stuff in is just a pain to get stuff out. They're trying to make the weapons a little bit harder, but the way you have to yank these things out, they're just a complete pain, and I feel like they're going to cause more problems than anything. So anyway, let's look at the accessories. We'll grab the figures, and we'll kind of compare them. All right? So, first things first, Tripwire, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive. This one, you are going to get more stuff. As you can see, I have a Valaverse figure here that I've actually put the extra gear on. So now I have two E.O.D. Guys that can go out in the field and do whatever. Now we have 3. All right? But we're going to kind of compare them and see what he comes with and what he doesn't. Roadblock, it is the same as the Amazon exclusive. So if you have the Amazon exclusive and you have this M.U.D.E.L, you might say, hey, you know what? I don't need this just to get a M.U.D.E.L. I can go grab the 60th anniversary figure. So let's take a look at everything, and we'll start with Roadblock stuff. So he comes with what I do believe is a Desert Eagle, and to be honest, this thing is the size of an eagle. It is absolutely huge. It's probably only going to fit with guys like Roadblock, Gung Ho, Bazooka, Nagahide. But the design is nice. You have a port for the blast effects. All right. And it is the same one that comes with the Amazon Roadblock. He's going to fall over now, so I'm just going to lay him down. So I moved his legs. So again, same as the Amazon Roadblock. All right, put that to the side. Here we have his M.U.D.E.L. All right, it has the Tiger Force on it. All right, now this thing does spin because it's a separate piece. And I think that's just because this is a harder piece of plastic, or one of them is a harder piece of plastic, right? So it does have the butterfly grip on it. I like the brown. That really adds a lot to it. This design is real nice, and it does have a port for blast effects. All right. Now, here is the other one that comes with the 60th anniversary figure. So, this here does come out, and then we can drop this in here. Now, there were some people that kind of complained that he can't actually hold it like it's being dropped down, right? Because the handle is actually in the up position. But this is how the original Roadblock came. This is how its original M.U.D.E.L came. So if you have an issue with it, it's because so many people complain that what they want is the original. But they still give you the handle to hold it, so it is kind of weird. Unfortunately, if you did it upside down, he's not going to be able to hold it properly. All right? And of course, it is the same as this one. But it does come with the tripod here. All right? So this thing is just going to kind of pop right on. And it fits nice. As you can see, the other one, I'm kind of making a total mess here. But of course, you'd want to have the butterfly grip probably in it more than anything, right? So comparing the two, this green is going to be closer to what the original Roadblock had. All right. And you do lose the Tiger Force. This one's just plain green. I have no problem with it. I also don't have a problem with the black. I think it does look pretty nice. Now what you are going to get is this new backpack. And I believe this is, they said it comes with the Saw Viper. See here, it's a chef. Now, if you want to get rid of this, let's say you don't want it to say a chef, well, you get yourself some Winsor Newton, and it should pull that off altogether. Actually, that whole color will probably come off because it's painted. All right. But looking at this, because we haven't seen this backpack, it does have a handle, so it's able to hold it. It's got the pieces of where the ammunition is going to come out of, which is awesome. So it's holding all the ammunition inside of it. All right, we already talked about the chef here. You have a peg here, so you can put the tripod on it, so you can walk around with it. And you can tell that it's made to look like it opens up and closes. Similar to the Mezco version that they give you. No, not that they give you. The Mezco version. So if you have the Mezco version, you already have a version of it, just a much more expensive version. But how does this thing connect on? Well, it should be like the original here. And I guess it only goes on backwards, which doesn't really make a lot of sense. I guess it's not that bad because it's really not that straight. But he can walk around with this because you do have this ammo belt. All right. So this is what came with the 60th anniversary. And they are different. And I know some people already complained. I've heard people say that it's a different size bullet. Obviously it is. The fact is, it's a toy. Get over it. All right. So this here is going to plug in right down there so he can walk around with it. So that's going to fit in nicely. And we're going to drop it in. So you can even leave it next to you. It looks like you have it on the tripod. Sorry, this is taking long. I can't believe it's already gone 6 minutes, and all I've done is look at these couple weapons. So there you go. It's going to be able to sit like that. Do a whole bunch of pictures with it. Let's get this to the side. Now we have our M.U.D.E.L tripwire. Get rid of all this stuff. So, we'll quickly take a look at this bad boy. So here's his mine detector. Now, the yellow really does stick out, but it is the exact same. All right. It does look good. Is it bendy? It's flimsy, but it goes right back in the position that it's supposed to. So it's got a nice little trigger here, so you can obviously press down the button. You can look for his landmines. this thing just kind of sticks out like that. Now, someone did tell me you could put the spare landmine in here. That's actually how I have this one. Now, I don't know the reason for that, other than I just need some place to store it so I don't lose it. Then we have his backpack. Now, this mine does come out, and if you have nails, you might be able to, but more than likely, you're going to have to grab a little razor blade, and without cutting yourself, pop this thing out. And then it comes right out. So we do have a nice little blue paint job that's behind it. Odd place to waste paint app. You got your yellow up here. It looks like you have like some sort of little computer at the top. All right, or some sort of display. You got some pouches on both sides of the backpack. Here we can clamp the detector right there, so you don't have to worry about it coming off. And obviously the mine plugs in. The problem is the second mine can't fit in there. It doesn't fit like the old one. And it has a peg on the bottom, so you can't even set it properly on the ground. So kind of weird when you think about that, but hey, it is what it is. We have this piece here, which we've seen numerous times with Dr. Mindbender, the Televiper, and obviously this guy here on his original release. And that's going to plug in. And I gotta say, this is nice and pliable. It does pop off. You don't really have to worry about it falling off that easily. All right. So then we got his M.U.D.E.L. And I'm just going to say, I don't like the green. This reminds me of army green, like the army men green, right? It's nice that they put some paint apps on here, or more like a sticker, so it's kind of like this tiger shark. And I like the design of this, but if you're a customizer, you're probably going to hit the treads with some black paint. This one here, I think it just works a little bit better, probably because it's all gray. I can get away with it. But when I look at this, it reminds me of Army Men. Now, it does have some articulation, so this arm can move up and down. This piece can move, but it really only moves like this. It'd be nice if this could twist. Now, you can move it around. But it is a nice little design. All right, I'm glad that they're giving us something like this, but I just think that I would have rather see paint around the treads rather than here, but I understand what they're doing. And then what you have is this display. Again, all green, just doesn't really look that good. I think it's nice. It's showing you how you can control it. It's got two little antennas on it, but I do have an issue just how, when we grab this one, I think this one, just because it's in this dark gray, just looks a little bit better. Just my personal opinion. Maybe you disagree, but hey, I'm sure these things are going to sell. They'll probably be on clearance eventually too. Now, what you don't get is you don't get the rat. Abstura, was it? I forget what, something like that. You don't get the rat. You don't get this secondary outfit. You don't get the secondary helmet. All you're going to get is the helmet that is the classic looking. And that is what you're going to get with the 2-pack here. So let's quickly, we'll take a look at our Tripwire. And let's go through the articulation quickly. Now, with all this stuff on them, it definitely takes away some of the articulation, right? So his head's going to move back and forth, up and down, kind of side to side there. You can get a T-pose because this is pliable enough. Got a bicep swivel. Pinless double elbows, right? Okay, your wrist swivel. He does have the ab crunch, so he can move back and forth. Now, this does pop off because it has mushroom grips. If you guys are listening, please start doing this with all of your stuff, right? So this can just kind of pop right out. Now, mushrooms sometimes are kind of a pain. This was done so you could swap these out easily. I recently took one off of a Crimson Viper to change it out, and it's a pain to get back in. There's your Jean-Claude Van Damme, even with these big thigh pads. You have double pinless knees, boot cut, ankle cut, everything that you've come to expect. Now it is in the 70s here in Michigan, so no problem moving him around. We're all good. We're happy with this, right? Quickly, so he definitely has the tiger stripes. He has what looks kind of like his underoos on. All right, yes, they look like underoos, especially with the paint going up through here, or actually the non-painted. It looks just like the underoos that we had as kids. So here you can see how he is. All right, I just like the regular one better. It just really pops, I think, a little bit more. Now he doesn't come with the guard for your chin and your neck. So basically, if the bomb blows up, you're dead. I mean, you're probably dead anyway. Now, before you ask, that is a Valaverse gun. Roadblock also has a Valaverse gun, and this is a Valaverse duster. Good luck getting a duster, because everyone bought it when they were on clearance. I did forget to... We got his pistol, which is a little warped. Same one that comes here. Now, I'm just going to say, again, all I'm seeing with this green is Army men. Army men, Army men, Army men. The pistol's fine. You're going to have to, if you're going to use the pistol, heat it up and then cool it down once it straightens out. Or you're going to stick it in the holster and never use it. But the design on it, the detail is actually pretty good. You got a port for your blast effects. And of course, this thing is just going to pop right in there. But looking at him, he's got all these pouches here. All right. You got padding on the back. You got your shoulder, your thigh padding. You got your elbow padding. Not elbow, sorry, your shoulder padding. So he does have a lot of different padding. And what I will do is I will drop links in the description to this guy, the original review, and also the Roadblock, the original. All right. So we kind of pop the helmet off. Take a look at how he looks. And face looks good. Nothing wrong with the hair. The paint is where it's supposed to be. Now, that's been a huge issue with some of the Joes in the past, but I think this looks pretty much spot on. Eyes seem to be pretty straight. Again, no issues with the color. Let's pop this off. See how close his head sculpt is. I'm not sure if I've taken this off since I actually got it. All right. So, yeah, I would say he was either in the sun and his hair just kind of changed colors a little bit, or maybe he's doing a small little dye job at times. Maybe he's dating a girl that, you know, says, hey, you know what? I like your hair a little bit more like this. So, there went Duster. He doesn't have good ankle rockers. So he'll crash. All right. Now let's take a look at Roadblock. And I know this is the guy that many people have been waiting for. That he has the M.U.D.E.L. That's what everyone wants to see. Well, I guess I should compare. So I guess you compare these two. I like the darker visor. But again, this green here, I don't know why it's just standing out so much looking like Army men. I'm assuming they use it with other... I don't know. It's not the... I wouldn't say it's OD green. Because everything else is kind of a darker green, but oh well. And there's a lot up here, I know. All right, so here we have our Roadblock. So if you missed your Amazon, this is your chance to get it. And I have to say that once you get rid of the helmet, these tiger stripes don't really you don't really notice them nearly as much. So quickly we'll look at his articulation. So he can look up. Oh, he can look up really well. So I guess I can see exactly how they got that shot. He can look down. Does this guy? How well? Do they both look up that well? I guess they both look up pretty well there. So these things were made to look down. Wow, they gave him. They need to do this more with a lot of their figures, because this is what you need for the snipers right there. Then he can look down. You get a huge articulation there. All right. Then your T-pose, bicep swivel. This is the old, original gung-ho and roadblock elbows, so they're not pinless. All right. But no issues, nice and smooth. Get the ab crunch, so you're going to get a good ab crunch, which you're definitely going to want when he's shooting and laying down, if that's what you're going to do. It does turn side to side. Yeah, look at perfect Jean-Claude Van Damme. Drop down hips. They both have drop down hips. There's your thigh swivel. Knee bend. Again, no pinless knees. Your boot cut. So all the articulation you've come to love with these types of action figures. Again, when someone asks why you do this, there's always someone new coming into the line that doesn't understand all the different articulation points. So, all right. So let's compare them to this Roadblock, who once again does have a Valaverse gun with the tiny mag. So we're going to get rid of the big Gatling gun. Can't really call this a mini gun. That looks like the size it should be on a Rattler. A10. All right. So I would say that the color is pretty close, especially with the skin tone, which is good. He doesn't have a camouflage shirt on, the new one. She does have the camo one here. I don't really mind this green on here. Maybe it just fits a little bit better through the plastic. Where he has the black. He does have the tiger stripes, his tiger, whatever you want to call it, tiger camo. They did paint one knee pad. They were so into knee pads when this thing started. His boots are all one color. So it's not part green and black. They're all one color. So there's your slight difference, but let's take a look at them. So you can see he's got this tiger camo paint on, which I think looks good. It adds to it. He seems to have a good amount of it on. His facial hair looks good. It's hard to see. It almost looks like they messed up the paint, but in actuality, it's his Tiger Force paint. All right. As I already mentioned, you have the shirt here, which is all one color, which I actually really do like the way that looks. His load-bearing backpack, it's called something else. Please, someone correct me because it's driving me nuts. Get the two little grenades, or I'm sorry, are they flashbangs? I got yelled at. You have your pouch here, which looks very similar to what they give you with Doc and the 60th Anniversary Soldier. Unfortunately, this kind of, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but the fact that they just kept it all one color, they didn't paint back here, someone is going to complain. It would have been nice if it just hit a little bit of paint across, but again, that takes away. Boots look really good, but they are the old style, so unfortunately, you only get so much movement going forward. All right? No problem going back like that. All right. So, now let's take a look at this. We'll arm him up. Throw the pistol in here. I get this so we don't lose it. All right. So let's see how they actually fit. Oh, you know what? We forgot to look at his helmet. So the helmet just... the helmet in this color just screams old football. A matter of fact, if this was a blue, you'd have maize and blue, and it would look like an old 50s Michigan helmet. which would have been way cooler. I think it's a good helmet, but I just can't. I can't get over the colors, and I'll be damned if you think that I'm gonna have him with this bright yellow, hey Cobra, shoot me helmet. All right. It's just not real good, but it does fit him really nice, and he does have a big noggin. All right. So the M.U.D.E.L, that is what everyone wants to find out. Take the backpack. Now, the first thing I did notice is that this peg here is already bent. It's very loose, very soft, and it does worry me that it's going to break off. So you want to push it through his straps first, and then see if you can plug it in. So no problem. I was able to get it on there. As you can see, we are going to switch this out. We can't really hold the butterfly. Now, I'm not really sure how you want him to hold this, as I've mentioned before. I actually haven't tried getting him to hold it the other way. So he can hold it like this, but it's weird. It's just weird. So they gave this belt, it's extra long, so it can fit through here. All right. But he's going to have to, it's the same as the Cobra Island, the first couple versions that they had, where he kind of has to just lift it up, show his muscles off. And I guess if I was that big, I'd want to show them off too. So easy enough to pose them like that. I know everyone wanted this. It's going to fall over. I got to say, these bigger figures here, they do have smaller feet, so they tend to want to fall over pretty easily. Naga Hyde, I think, has it. What's his face? Bazooka, Gung Ho. All right, Pistol. Unfortunately, he does have the butterfly, but they don't really work all that well. So you're not going to be doing much of anything other than having him pose one hand, which is a disappointment, unfortunately, when it comes to a lot of the classified. I really wish they had better butterfly joints. I've talked about this numerous times. Let's throw this on here, and I don't know why I said it like that. And so gotta get rid of this. Get these feet out like that. Now, to be honest, it'd probably be easier to pull the butterfly grip off first. You really have to pry their hands open. And he's got big old hands, so it makes it difficult to grab this. As you can see, I have a nice little struggle here. So it's not going to be something that's going to be super quick. All right, and the fact that his head can turn up like that, that is, I didn't realize that it worked so well. But as you can see here, look at that. It actually looks pretty damn good. So I wish all the figures could do it like that, but they obviously aren't at that point yet. So there's your Roadblock. Thank you guys for bearing with me. If you haven't, please hit that like button and that subscribe button. All right, so now let's take our Tripwire. Again, if you don't know any better, my reviews, my streams, everything runs a long, long time. So let's get our helmet back on here. That's the original. So at least he may be out in the open, but at least he isn't as high profile as the yellow helmet. Although this here does kind of give a little bit away. So pop this on here and get it lined up. Look how soft that is. Like, it almost broke. I mean, you can already see the stress on it. So get your plate carrier lined up. Then you're gonna push through there. I mean, that whole thing is just moving. All right. Once you get it in there, it's perfectly fine. I know I'm not gonna do it. All right. So here we go. We get him looking for some mines. You can look down at it. Now, I'm not really sure how the mine detectors work, but let's just say you're getting pretty close and that thing goes off. Man, this thing does not want to get in a good position. That seems a little bit high to be looking for one, but you can kind of get it there. This is going to be way more of a struggle than maybe I thought. So there you go with that. Let's say he is... I was glad they gave him at least a pistol. I mean, unfortunately, Barbecue didn't even get a pistol. He's fighting people with his axes, right? So here he comes. Walking around, ready to go look for some mines. They already got him in a nice walking position. Again, standing figures is not very difficult with these figures. At least it shouldn't be. All right. We'll take his helmet off. And go ahead and grab our M.U.D.E.L. And I don't even know where I have the... where's the other piece at? Oh, right there. And we want him to be controlling this. So, can we get both hands on here to show him? Now, I gotta say, these shoulder pauldrons, they really do... they really affect the butterfly if you can even get it to work. So, here he is, controlling the arm, which again looks pretty cool. Now, if you don't have these figures, maybe this is what you want to get, but it's really your decision. That's it. I mean, I got them in the best positions that I can. I want to show you how easy or hard it is to get these in a good position. So, hope it works for you guys. Let's wrap this up. Okay, so my first thought on this set is it's pretty cool. I mean, it's all right. I'd rather just have the Amazon exclusive Roadblock and the Pulse exclusive Tripwire. But if you weren't able to get one of those, if this is what you need, then great. Again, the M.U.D.E.L is given with the 60th anniversary soldier, so you can have that for Roadblock if you want. The yellow, I thought this actually looked pretty good in the promo shots, but the more I see it, it's really bright, especially Roadblock's helmet. But hey, if Tiger Force is your thing, this is something you're going to need. It's nice to get two figures. Again, $55. Again, you're missing a few things, but hey, it's your call. Obviously, I picked it up, so I think it's obviously close to being worth it, but you have to make your own decision when you're picking up your own action figures. But hey, it's there at Target. Go get it. All right, so that video ran long. I knew it was going to run long because you're reviewing 2 figures and I'm comparing them to 2 other figures. And there's more 2-packs coming out. So I'll try and work on that. I mean, God, imagine if I would have tried comparing them to the O-rings. But what I will do is in the description, I will leave links to both those reviews. Just so you can take a look and see how it is. See if it's something that you want to get. If it is something that is... maybe you didn't get the other ones. Maybe you're looking at one, you can't pick one up. You don't want to get the $34 Tripwire that's on Pulse. It's all up to you. But what I am going to do is I'm going to get out of here. I've been here a long time. Thank you very much. If you're not following me on social media, Instagram, A Punk with Toys, the Facebook group page, Punks with Toys, because once you join, you're a punk with toys. Here's what I need you to do. You're still here. God, thank you. Take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a G.I. Joe video. Now I'm going to get out of here, but what I want you to do is you don't want to leave, because right up here is going to be the Retro Beachhead, and down here will be the Classified playlist, and again, I've done them all, so you have a lot of time to watch them. Take care.